Hey everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel, my first ever YouTube video. Before we get into today's video, I just wanted to give a brief introduction to the channel. So the name of the channel is She Does It Herself, D.I.H. It's a spin off D.I.Y. So on this channel you can expect to see basically all things DIY, whether it be woodworking or craft or clothing or cooking or any other thing that can fall under the bracket of DIY. Also, I would like to mention that the first few videos on this channel will be in portrait mode. Reason being, the initial reason behind these videos, these first probably like 3 or 4 videos, was just for the personal documentation of my projects. I didn't really have any intention of YouTube, but then I decided why not create a YouTube channel and showcase DIY projects. So they were filmed in portrait mode, but bear with me, we're gonna get it right. We're gonna get it right. Also, because of that, for the first video, some of the things weren't documented, such as like the cutting of the wood or like the prepping of the wood, stuff like that. But again, I ask for patience, I ask for grace. We are gonna get it right. Also, so the name of the channel is She Does It Herself. However, I do absolutely nothing by myself. All things that I do are Christ-centered. Christ is in the midst. I do all things with Him. With that being said, this channel will be no different. And so in all of my videos, either at the beginning or the end or in the middle or somewhere there will be the word of God. You're gonna get this word, okay? So just read the word, engage, stay blessed, be blessed. You know, we have to put Christ in the midst of everything that we do. And with that being said, there are no other housekeeping matters. So let's get right into this video. Welcome again to my channel. So today we'll be making a bag shelf, my shelving system, something to put my bags on. I'm just laying out some of the stuff that I'll be using. I use a lot more stuff than this, but hey. I went ahead and I did the cutting and all that stuff off camera because like I said before, YouTube wasn't really the first, so that's not shown, but I did that and I set it up, and as you can see, it not really set up properly because it's shaking. It ain't supposed to shake like that. It's not supposed to shake at all. But further down in the video, stick around and you'll see how we remedied that. Here I am putting the frame on the back because I used a very thin plywood. Afterward, I realized that thickness plywood not supposed to use in a damn project here, but I used that frame. Just put some lumber on the back to give it a more yeah. So the screws and stuff can hold, and I just put that down with some wood glue that I'm doing here, and then I use my clamp and just clamp it on so it sticks to the back. So you go ahead and you put that down, you fix it in the position that you want it to, Why did I say you? Like it's a tutorial, Maggie. It's not a tutorial. Clearly, as you can see, we were just figuring it out as we went along. So here, I am just spacing out the brackets, trying to figure out where I want the shelves, the different shelves. I'm using 4 shelves. Uh, I'm just trying to figure out the spacing between them. But like I said before, as you continue watching, you will realize the amount of pivot that I had to pivot. Here I am talking to people, curious as to what it is I'm doing. And I just went ahead, measured that up, put in the screws. I didn't want all the shelves to be the same length, so I'm kind of doing like a, what you would call it, like a brick, like a step kind of style. So the short one at the top and the longest one at the bottom. And for that, because I did the frame around the edges, I had to go back in and put some blocks of lumber at the different spaces so the screw could actually hold tightly, because it couldn't hold tightly in just the ply. So they're like lumbers at weird positions at the back of this thing, but we move. That not gonna show anyways. This last one gave me a hard time. I don't know why I use the same drill bit for all of them and it's the same size screws. Don't ask me what size screws I was using because I don't remember. Fun fact, this was like done years ago. But yeah, I had to change a bit, and here I am stressed, but I got it in and there we have it. It still has that one little bracket in the middle holding up the top with the bottom, and it cannot hold it, so it's still a shape, but we're gonna start that out. We're gonna fix it. It's a go fix. I'm just testing the different length shelves to make sure that the spacing that I did makes sense. Now, if you're looking and you're wondering, these shelves don't look so right. This project happened over a span of years. So a lot of the wood got warped. Sun come on it, rain come with it, all sorts of stuff. So the wood got warped and I was not going to buy anymore. So we did have to make do with what we have. And it did make do. So I'm going ahead and filling in the screw holes. Again, later down you can realize this never really makes sense. Now initially I wanted to paint. Remember I said I did a lot of pivoting. Initially I wanted to paint. The end result was not paint. But at this point in time I did not know that. So I'm just filling in the screw holes with wood filler. If you plan to do something like this and you indeed will paint, this is a good step, but for me it was just another thing that I did that I didn't have to do. But oh well. So after you fill it in, you're going to sand it down because you can't have the paint on the thing bumpy and roughy. So me and my house, again, I didn't need to do that. But here we are, sanding away. Okay, put on the worship music and we're back at it like we never left. Mind you, this was months later. But anywho, remember I told you I had to pivot. We did want paint, but we decided we're not gonna do the painting thing. So what I did, I got a upholstery fabric instead. I decided I'm gonna do that. I've never upholstered anything in my life, but we're gonna figure it out today. So basically, you just wanna slap the material on there, and then you just want to straighten it out, smooth out the kinks, smooth out the creases, and then you go ahead and you fold and just try and make it as neat as possible. Child, I was struggling with that edge. I was struggling. My mama tell you, when I do not upholstery before, so I was struggling. Fidget, I'm gonna fidget until I try to figure it out. But then I realized that what I needed to do was just like make a slit. There we go. Right there. Cut off the extra material because it was too bulky, and then go ahead and fold and just bam. Yeah, staple that down. And just do that, staple it down, make sure it's straight, nice and snug. And just staple it down. You can tell this is months, probably even a year or so later, because new location and all. But it have to get done. If it take 3 years or just 3 years, I just let it go. It's a go get done. I do have a 9 to 5, so this is just my hobby. I do it in my free time. But here we go. I closed up on the other edge, and even though I figure it down on the other end, it's it's still in a struggle right here. But we got it. We got it. With this one, I didn't have to make any splits. I just made the fold kind of pull it tight and then just push in that little part that was bulging out, and just went ahead and staple that down. Way easier than the first side. But as you go along, you're going to get the hang of it. You're going to see what you need to do, and you can do it. Staple that down. And then you go ahead and you do that on all the sides, all the edges. And I went ahead and cut off the extra material because you have to. Um, See, earlier I was telling you about the blocks of wood just at weird places. There we have two of those, just so that the bracket for the shelf, the screw have like a substantial amount of wood to like grip it. And there we go. Now it has a few, creases. I promise you, I stretched as much as I could, but I think it needed ironing or something, cause those weren't like, yeah, it didn't need to iron out, but we wasn't gonna do that. So here we have it, the shelves. We're at the shelves, and we're sanding away
getting out the rough spots and such. Initially, I wanted to again paint these, but by this I decided no painting longer go on. So I got some peel and stick strips for the edges, like so, and I got some peel and stick like wood, not wood texture, but it resemble wood. There, you can see them over there on the ground in the pile of mess. But yeah, to put on the faces. Again, by the end of this, you will see changes and pivots, all sorts of things. But guess what? This was a very agile process. Now for the faces, I went ahead and I put some glue on that, which wasn't necessary because it's a peel and stick material. I guess I thought the glue would, I don't know, but we glue this. And we went ahead and we smoothed that out, lay it down, smooth it out, lay it down, smooth it out, stretch it. There we go. Turn it over and cut off the excess. I cut as close to the edge as possible without cutting into the edge. And then I did it again on the other side, but without the glue this time because glue never necessary. It's peel and stick, you know. Yeah. So you put it down neatly. You apply tension to the sheet, enough tension to take out the kinks, but not enough to rip it. And then you pull away the peel, the sticky part, that part, and you apply more tension, and you just continue down to get it as smooth as possible. There you go. And again, flip it over, take off the excess edges, and bam. Don't ask me, let's not talk about it. But again, originally that's the design I wanted. I think I thought it was too busy, so I wanted to just do something more simple, but looking at it, it's kind of nice, but yeah, it was kind of busy, so I'm just trying to do something else right here, trying to figure it out. We figured out something. As you can see, that something did not stay. Now, the brackets are now a different color. I went ahead and I spray painted the brackets and the screws in a like rose gold type color to match the theme that I was going for. And again, we have to be doing drilling. I'm not really sure why we have to be drilling again, but we did have to drill again, so we just drill again. My brother there with some wise passwords. But I just use the drill, make the impression, and then take it off, drill the holes, put in the screws. Earlier, when I was like thinking, I kind of realized that the first set of measurements that I did never make any sense. So as you're about to see, I had to go ahead and test the theory that it never made any sense. I got a bag, I put it there, it barely holds. It doesn't make any sense. So again, I had to re-measure and re-drill and retest. That makes more sense. So I just applied that measurement straight throughout. Now, like I said before, we did a lot of shifting and changing and redoing, and I think I didn't like how the pink peel and stick looked. So I got a gold one, a pure gold one. And here I'm just testing which do I prefer, the gold around the edge or the wood design around the edge. I chose the gold. And there you have it. The shelf on the bottom is the only one that really shows up how the wood is warped, and so it kind of look lean, but it's not lean. The wood just got really bent because of the elements, the sun, the rain, it got wet a lot over the process of this thing. So we move. The strips, the design, it looks wrinkly, but I promise you it's not. It's the reflection, as you saw in the clip before. It really isn't wrinkled, but the reflection and all just make it look that way. But yeah, that's the final product, the final design, the final everything, and I went ahead and I set it up. As you can see, the base, we did away with the base. The base never did a workout, so we scrapped that. I really like it. I love it. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and come again in my next video. Bye.